Hi there, Six of Queens here, and learning still sucks. Last lesson, I finished up my work on Angels We Have Heard on High. Or at least, I finished up my work on the Bastien version of Angels We Have Heard on High, which I personally found to sound a little bit lacking. Now, it's understandable why these are written for people at a beginner skill level, like mine. And so, like an idiot, I made a declaration at the end of last lesson that I was going to try and write my own version of it that sounded a little bit more like how I think this should sound in my head. Now, a few things before I get started on doing that. One, I am woefully underknowledged and underskilled to be engaging in this particular exercise. I'm going to have to be pulling on a whole lot of information that I know as best I can, as well as a lot of information that I probably don't know, and I'm going to have to, find out in the process. I highly doubt that I'm going to be able to actually write down and make a version of this that either A, sounds like what I have going in my head, and or B, that I can even play. But it's going to be a hoot and a half giving it a shot. And I'm committed to at the very least, coming out the other end of this, not just after today's lesson, but, this might take a couple of days to do, even just to write it out. But to come out with, even if it's just a slightly amended version of this, which honestly is probably what it's going to be, I think it's going to be very instructive and very informative, and it's going to help me kind of make this piece feel like mine, feel like I have some ownership of it, and not just be one more thing that I'm just, putting on the shelf, and it's like, all right, cool, that's done. Move on, don't really care, just, putting in the grunt work. So, I have no idea how this is going to go, but I have some blank, what do they call it? Manuscript paper? I thought it would be called like measure paper or, sheet music paper or something like that, but it's not. And handy dandy pencil. I'm going to try and narrate as much of this as possible because I really can't shift that camera. It'd be great to have it right up here and be shooting down on this. Various reasons why I really can't do that. So I'll try and narrate it, and I will make sure to show what I have accomplished by the end of the lesson, but gonna get to that. First, gonna kick things off the way I normally do with a little bit of nice warm-up, but not the usual nice warm-up. For today's warm-up, I am going to be working through Bastien's version of Angels We Have Heard on High for about 5-ish minutes. My piano is not on. Okay. Not going to do it with a metronome because I consider this piece to be done. So I'm going to do that. I'll just wait till this is 20 minutes. All right. even though I consider it a done piece, doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean I'm going to play it perfectly every time. I'm just not putting in that amount of time and effort into these pieces. So. Yeah, held that a little too long. Damn it. All right. That was about 20, not 25, 5 minutes. So now comes the fun parts. All right. So there's a lot of long pauses in that, a lot of breaks where nothing is being played. And I feel that this song deserves more flourishes and more embellishments and to be made just at least a bit more complicated in some areas with a bit more interplay between both hands. And I'm going to try to be working through bar by bar to achieve that. But first, I need to go ahead and mark out my staff. So I have G, okay, and F clef, which goes down to B in stops. Oh, good. These erasers are actually good. That's nice. And then you sit on G and E, and you actually don't have any. All right. So, and this is in G, so we have F sharp denoted. I'm not quite as happy with how I wrote that. Let me write that again. Ooh, I don't know how much I actually like this mechanical pencil for writing a lot. Anyway. All right. Cool. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. All right. Let's get this party started right. So, like I said, get this timer started because I don't want to spend like 40, 50 minutes on this. Okay, I can answer that again later. So, I'm not starting to rewrite this from scratch. It's just add little bits here and there where I think it could use some embellishing. And, all right, in the 4-4, 4-4. All right, cool. So, what I'm thinking is the very first part is all right. Da, da, da. Okay, so first part I want for the top, right? So how am I going to write that? So it's 1, 2, 1 and 2 and or 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I think is how I had that timed out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So those last two are being broken up by their quarter notes and are becoming a stair step of eighth notes. So those should get tied together. The bottom, I think I'm going to leave. So I wish I had more room on this damn thing. So this is still going to just be so left hand's going to stay the same. Usually, and I even remember this from the time where I was singing bass in choir, that they don't get as many of the melodic lines. So that's going to be G, A, and then what was I doing? And then it is B, A, B, C. So B, A, B, C. These are all joined. It's a little wonky, and still starting on that one finger position. And bass line is still going to stay, that's G, G, A, and then that rest. Those are tied together, and that is a mezzo piano. Still going with that. Still mezzo piano there. So that's a start. And this kind of also gives a hint of the kind of thing that I'm going to be doing in the rest of it. So the rest of the phrase going like that. So how do I do that? So wait, blah 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 blah. Okay. One and two and three and four and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so normally in this that whole bar is just composed, or that whole measure is composed of just two half notes. So it's just okay. That granted, that's the rest of the measure. So I'm looking for something more of a. So it's 1 and. Oh wait, it's not even what I was doing originally. There we go. So don't want to lose that. So it's C, B for one beat. So it's B, B, A, G, A. So B, G, A, B, A, G, A, A. So for B, A, G, and those are tied. Well, not tied necessarily, but those are joined eighth notes. And then I want to hit the A coming off of that as 2 quarter notes. So I've got it still hold that long whole rest G that will be the go into the dotted half G on this last measure. So I'll indicate the tie on that, and then this whole thing comes up there with that quarter rest. So then that is the majority of the top line of this first measure. So it's the whole thing doesn't have to be flourished, but where this holds, start picking up more with the left hand. So cool. Well, I just looked up and realized that my camera battery died some undisclosed amount of time ago. Fortunately, I didn't waste the entire session not realizing that I wasn't recording anything, and I've still got about 11 minutes left. So we're going to pick up from there, but now I think my camera batteries are degraded to the point that they only last a single recording. Yay! Anyway, on to the writing. So depending on how much is got cut out, I'm now working on the bass line, or the F clef line, for the first measure here. And I spent a little bit of time, maybe I cut this out, realizing that I'm still an idiot who doesn't necessarily have notes and note names mapped to keys the way that I think that I do, but realized it, corrected it. So we've got most of the treble line worked out, and keeping things the same with the half note D, half note C, but now on this third measure of this first line is we're going to add another one of those just kind of, I don't know, just some additional flourish notes. So it's going to be so just going to split that half note up. So it's B, 1 and 2 and. So just going to split that up into 4 notes, 4 eighth notes, instead of just having that whole that whole half note. So got C or B, and then jump to G, A, B. All of these are linked. And then I know that the last are just these same two quarter notes. So D, E, and C, quarter, quarter, right there. And just still end with that nice G chord. No, that's not a G chord across two clefs. Well, it's a nice way to just end that phrase, so I'm not going to fuck with it. And I'm just going to let it be. And then have that quarter rest right there. Which gives me the opening line of... as opposed to... I kind of like the little trills and embellishments a little bit more, and it's nothing outside of my skill range. It's just creating a little more complexity, a little more dynamism within the piece. So for right now, I'm happy with that on first measure, and I guess these normally will get this time together, and also indicative that all of... boy. All of this is tied together. Oh man, my writing is terrible. I gotta be the only person who can discern what the fuck I wrote on this. Which is fine. I'm the only person who needs to discern what the fuck I wrote on this. But okay. So, second bar is going to be a lot of the same kinds of additions. So... angels we have. Or, so I think I'm just going to add... Anyway, moving too far ahead. So, I'm a little torn how much I want to redo this second and third bar and just bring everything up, all of the melody lines up to the treble clef so that I can maybe do some things on the bass clef. Yeah. I think I like that. Okay. So a little bit of ramp ups and vamp ups there. I'll keep the alternating in between. Sorry. Wait. How is that timed? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and, or sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so this is going to get broken down into some eighth notes, and some of these are going to get held for probably a dot longer than they're going to be. So I'm just going to fill out this staff real quick. For you and on B, and you're there and there, and you're also 4. And it's going to be 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So heard on high. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I really don't want to lose this, even though I'm going a little bit over time in getting this written down. So I just want to get these 2 bars. I just want to get these, sorry, not 2 bars, 2 measures. Get these 2 measures down. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. So that's, oh, forgot to put my little thing. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that whole thing is broken up into 1/8 notes. And then that's high. For right now, I'm going to do that D. I'm still going to do that dotted D. I'm going to put that C with a little flag because that's an 1/8 note. God, these note lengths are all over the place. 1/8 note. And I feel like this dotted, and then given 1/8 rest. What did 1/8 rest look like again? Okay, yeah, it's the little higgledy-doo. Great terminology used there, higgledy-doo. Awesome. Okay. U up and down. So it's 1 and 2, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For the left hand, get back to here. This is going to, these all tie, or sort together. This is still going to be, and it's, mezzo forte. Still going to be this D whole note and this G whole note tied over into this. Well, I know I've got 3. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I have and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and, so that's, how do I write that? Might just have to do a weird tie thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and, so that's a half note and a dotted quarter. So that's 3 and a I don't know how to write that. But I've got... I know I have... So I know I have those G, A, B. So I'll write that in at least. So that's... It's these for some measure of beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I do 2. I know I do like 1 and... and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I know I've got the and 4 and, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and, but it's not a dotted half. I might have to look that up in between. Maybe there's like note notation that's, or a way to write having those tied together on a single measure that I'm not aware of. But I'm going to have to find that out and apply that in another lesson. Oh, wait. No. Not doing that yet. Hold on. I'm going to grab a little something. So here's what I've worked out so far compared to this as far as the original music. So still got a good ways to go. It took me about 40 minutes to get to this point, and I think it's going to take me a lot of the week to get any further. But all of that is for another lesson. So if you'd like to see what it took me to get this far, then you can either click up here or the link in the description below to catch the entire series from the very beginning. And if you'd like to find out where I go from here, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload next. Let's see what, if anything, I learn next time.